Hey everyone, welcome in, welcome in. So today I thought it would be kind of fun if we talk to chat and see if chat can help us lose weight, right? There's a lot of people out there that are thinking about the winter months coming up. And when it's the winter months, you like to sit and eat and snack and hang out with everyone. And maybe you don't exercise as much, or maybe you're thinking about exercising, maybe you're thinking about a lot of things, but you don't really have a nutritionist who's your buddy or a personal trainer, but you do because you got ChatGPT. So let's just get into it, okay? This one should be a quick one today. All right. So the first question I would like to ask ChatGPT, is it true that everyone has a specific body type and that body type greatly influences how you lose weight? I've heard that before, depending upon your body type, depending upon, you know, all these little things, but let's see what chat says. You could lose that weight faster or whatever. All right. So not in the way that you've probably heard, but there are real biological factors that influence how people lose weight. They're just not the old, ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph buckets people like to talk about. I have no idea what those things mean, but we're going to take a look at them. We're going to take a look at them. All right. So the popular body type system, it's ecto, meso, endo, is not scientifically valid. Okay. Um, those three categories come from a 1940 psychological theory by William Sheldon, not from biology. Modern research shows that people don't fit cleanly into those types. The categories don't predict metabolism, they don't determine how you should eat or exercise. So that part is a myth. All right. But individual biology absolutely affects weight loss. So just not in the three type system. So the real factors include genetics, your genes affect your basal metabolic rate, how many calories you burn when you're just resting, when you're sitting around doing nothing, how easily you gain muscle, where you store your fat, your hunger, and satiation hormones. Satisfied. You're not hungry anymore, right? How do you say that word though? I've gotta figure out how to say that word. Let's go Google search it. Let's hear it.
Satiety.
Satiety. Oh my goodness, I would never have guessed that in a million years. Okay, satiety hormones. All right, so you can lose weight regardless of genetics, but some people have a harder starting point. Okay, so then you got hormones. Okay, you got insulin resistance, easier to store fat. Thyroid function slows your metabolism. Leptin resistance, harder to feel full. So you're just constantly hungry, I'm guessing. Cortisol, chronic stress raises appetite, fat storage. And I'm guessing, all of this is blood work that your doctor could probably do and give you an idea of whatever those baseline numbers are. But remember, the more information that you can put into ChatGPT, the better the results are that you can get out of it. So if you have the availability to go to your doctor and kind of get an idea of what those levels are at for you, then maybe this would give you a little more insight into how you personally could affect your weight loss experience, right? That's basically what you're looking for. Hormones don't lock you into a body type, but they can change your weight loss experience. There, you see chat saying it right there. Now, muscle mass and activity level. People with more muscle burn more calories even when they're at rest. This is why two people eating the same calories can see different results. Sex differences. Men typically lose weight faster because higher muscle mass, higher baseline metabolic rate. And all this really means is that, and you've probably heard this, and we'll ask chat about it, like if it's a real deal as far as muscle weighing more than fat. But if you're going to be working out, just remember that weighing yourself every day can kind of be like a mental thing, because of the fact that the more you work out, you're going to get stronger, you're going to build muscle in areas that you didn't have it before, so your weight's going to naturally fluctuate wildly. And if you don't like the look and appearance of muscle, just remember that you can keep everything lean as long as you're just, doing, isometrics and things like that, where you're just kind of like isolating muscle groups without actually adding extra weight. So I'm not going to bench press 200 pounds if I don't want that, bulky kind of chiseled look. If I just want lean muscle, then I'm just going to isolate my muscle groups and use my own body weight for resistance. And then you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. But you'll build muscle that'll make you think you're gaining weight, but it'll actually help you burn weight in the long run, if that makes sense. Now, your gut microbiome. Emerging research shows that your gut bacteria can influence how efficiently you extract calories from food, inflammation, and your cravings. That's pretty good, right? So, probiotics keep that gut bacteria healthy. What doesn't matter? Okay, so the shape of your hips doesn't matter. I don't know that, I guess. Whether you look skinny, fat, or stocky. Okay, okay. I'm guessing maybe just mean the overall frame, your bone structure, things like that. Any advice based on ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph rules. None of those accurately predict metabolism or weight loss strategy. So, does body type influence weight loss? If you mean Sheldon's categories, no. And I'm guessing that's the guy that, did all the ectomorph, um, mesomorph, and endomorph stuff. And if you mean biological traits, then yes, massively. But they influence the speed, experience, strategies, but not whether weight loss is possible. Okay, so then the next obvious question for this is, if I give you my physical numbers, physical, physical numbers, can you help me design a weight loss program that will work specifically for me? Let's see what chat says. Absolutely. If you give me your physical numbers and a bit of context, I can build a program that's custom fit to your biology and lifestyle. That's pretty cool. Here's what to send. All right, so I need your age, your sex, your height, your current weight. What's your goal weight? Typical daily activity level. Sedimentary means, am I sitting around doing nothing? I'm at the computer all day. Lightly active, running errands, picking up the kids, cleaning around the house. Moderate, actually going to the gym, doing a little bit of exercise. Maybe I'm walking a mile every day. Very active. I'm hiking. I am, you know, uh, doing, like an hour of working out, not just like a quick 15 to 30 minutes, very, very active. Okay. So like, or maybe, like your job wise, you could be in construction, or you could be a physical trainer. Yeah, there could be all kinds of things. Your body's behavior, how easily you gain or lose weight, your hunger level throughout the day, any history of being overweight, underweight, any medical conditions, current experience. So basically, what Chad is telling us here is there's a lot of information that can help me tailor a specific program for you. And if you give me all of these metrics, if you give me as much data as possible, then I can really help you. Now look at this one specifically. Look at this lifestyle. So it wants to know your work schedule. It wants to know, your sleep quality. How many hours are you looking to get? How many hours do you actually get? That kind of thing. Your major sources of stress. That's pretty good. It's trying to figure out uh, exactly when you're interacting with those stress hormones, because stress hormones can actually prevent you from losing fat. There's certain types of hormones that can actually cause belly fat to accumulate, things of that nature. And this is all things that you can talk to chat about, right? Now, once I have all that, I can build foods you naturally enjoy, so that way, for meal planning, things like that, and it'll actually break all this stuff down. Okay, so once I have all that, that's what chat's saying. I can build you a fully personalized, biology-based weight loss plan that includes your exact daily calorie target, the best macro ratio for your body, the training plan, 3 to 5 days per week, tailored to your level, a realistic weekly fat loss rate for your metabolism, adjustments based on how your body responds over time. So just to kind of wrap this video up, we're just going to go down this and I'm going to give chat everything. Okay. So I am 41 years old. And when I do this, I'm holding shift and enter instead of just hitting enter. So that way I can kind of make a list and go down. Let's see. I'm a male. I am 6'4", 6'4" height. Let's see, what else do they want? My current weight. I think I'm 315 pounds currently. My goal weight. Oh, I don't know. Let's say goal weight is 215 pounds. I think that's pretty fair, right? I think that's pretty fair. I want to lose about 100 pounds, okay? Let's see. Now, typical daily activity. I am sedentary. I spend about, I don't even know, maybe like 6 hours in front of a computer. 6 hours or more in front of a computer. I walk 1 mile daily with my son. I do that. That's actually I do. He comes to my room and he tracks me out of here and we go for a 1 mile walk. Okay, body's behavior. How easily you gain or lose weight. I don't lose weight easily at all. Okay, and then your hunger level throughout the day. I don't get very hungry in the morning. I get really hungry midday, not very hungry at night. Okay, let's see what's next. Let's see, any history of being overweight. I have been overweight 200 pounds or more since I was in the fourth grade. So I mean I don't know how much more information I can give chat there. Let's see. Any medical conditions? Okay, let's see. Type 2 diabetic and stage 1, and don't feel bad for me, this is just how it is. Stage 1 congestive heart failure. All right. And let's see what else, what else. Current exercise experience. Um, just I did some sports in high school. I walk about 1 mile daily. I don't want to say about a mile because I do exactly 1 mile. I'm just going to say 1 mile daily, just in case I need to kind of repeat that. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Definitely do not want that in the recording, man. All right, now where are we at? Let's see. Current exercise experience. Okay, work schedule. Currently not employed, which is unfortunate. All right, now it wants to know my sleep quality. I get about 4 to 6 hours daily of sleep. High anxiety prevents me from sleeping longer. I got to get this anxiety under control, guys. Really, I do. All right, where are we at? Let's see. Sleep quality. Okay, major sources of stress. Finances. I mean, that's pretty much where all my stress comes from, just money. Foods you naturally enjoy. I don't know what I should put here because I don't really eat anything. I love breakfast foods. Love breakfast foods. I'll just put that. All right, let's see. Okay, now once I have that, I can build your fully personalized biology-based weight loss plans. Okay, now that you have all of this info, please build my fully personalized biology-based weight loss. Oh, gotta go back. Loss plan. Let's see what chat does. All right. Chat's thinking. It's going. It's thinking. It's like, okay, okay, what can I do for this guy? Gotcha. And thank you for giving me enough information to build a real plan that's tailored to your biology, medical conditions, and lifestyle rather than generic advice. Okay, so personalized weight loss plan. I'm 41, a male, 6'4". I am 315. My goal is 215. I'm sedentary, but I do a mile daily. Type 2 diabetes, stage 1 CHF, lifelong obesity, poor sleep, high anxiety. Okay, it's breaking it down. Lifestyle, loves breakfast foods, inconsistent hunger patterns, not employed, can schedule freely. See, it's getting an idea of where I'm at. The plan is designed around metabolic resistance. Your body doesn't easily lose weight, correct? Insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular protection, low energy mornings, midday hunger peak, sleep issues, anxiety, long-term success, not crash dieting. Exactly. I need long-term success. Very true. Very true. Section one. Okay, so here we go. Your ideal daily calorie and macro. And it's breaking this stuff down for me. Maintenance calories, your baseline. With your height, weight, sex, age, activity, you should be about 29 to 3,000 calories a day. That's quite a bit. Fat loss target calories because of CHS, diabetes, sleep issues, extreme deficits will backfire. So target here daily calories for steady fat loss 2100 to 2300 calories per day. About 8 to 900 deficits safe for your size, and this should produce 1.5 to 2.5 pounds consistently of weight loss per week. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, macros is all about, what you're eating, what's going into the body, and looking at it in as finite a scale as possible. And look, Chad is breaking it all down for me. Here's how much protein I should have. Here's carbs. Here's fats. And why this works for me. Okay, so high protein preserves the muscle while dieting. Controlled carbs stabilizes my glucose. Higher fat increases satiety. Okay, we learned that word, right? Satiety, which just means I'm satiated and I'm not feeling hunger, and energy without spiking my insulin, which is good. That's good. This balances my heart health and my diabetes needs. Section two, my eating schedule, match my hunger patterns. Okay, I'm not hungry in the morning, very hungry in the midday, but not hungry at night. So chat's like, okay, we're going to structure around this. All right. Backloaded eating schedule. It works best for insulin resistance. Here's your breakfast. It's optional or it's light, 150 to 300 calories. You get 20 to 30 grams of protein, very low carbs, and it's easy on your digestion. Now, another thing I want you guys to really think about this chat's giving you all this information. All of these numbers have become so readily available on food that you can buy from the store. And don't be afraid to get some of that frozen stuff that's just breaking down these numbers as well. Okay. And if you need to know, okay, well, how much is 20, 30 grams of protein? I don't know what that is. Chat can break all that down for you and tell you how many grams of protein are, in an egg and this, that, and the other. Whatever specific questions you have for very specific foods that you already have in your house that you don't even need to go out, and you can figure out all of that information just by having that conversation with chat. Okay. So this wakes up my metabolism without forcing me to eat because I'm not really that hungry. Now, my hunger peak is lunch, so focus on high protein, moderate carbs, low sugar. I don't eat any sugar, so this is going to be easy for me. Examples: chicken, rice, veggies, omelets, potatoes, turkey wraps with fruit, and breakfast skillet with eggs, beans, sausage. See, it's already telling me, look, you love breakfast foods. Let's do variations of breakfast foods. We don't need to break the mold here. We don't need to reinvent the wheel and have you go out and buy all these new groceries. Like, if this is what you like and it's what you have in your house, here's some stuff you can do. Okay. And you can get granular, like I said. If it mentions beans, well, what kind of beans? I don't like liver beans. I don't like kidney beans. I like ranch style beans. Is that bad? Is that good? Will that work? Do I need to supplement it? Maybe I just do a smaller portion. You could ask it all kinds of questions. Dinner, lightest meal, 400 to 600 calories. Get your protein, get your vegetables, your fats. Low carb helps nighttime blood sugar. Salmon and broccoli, chicken, green beans, avocado, steak, asparagus. Evening snacks, optional if you need it. Cottage cheese, protein bars, nuts, string cheese. String cheese is like the easiest thing to get a hold of, and it's actually, pretty good. I actually like string cheese quite a bit. I'm not a fan of nuts. I'm not really a fan of protein bars. I'm not a fan of cottage cheese at all whatsoever. So this 150 to 300 calories, you can just ask all kinds of questions to figure out what snacks will work within this plan instead of going out and paying the money for the nutritionist and paying the money for the personal trainer. Look at everything that chat is giving us, and it's absolutely free. It's right here and it's waiting and it's available for you. All right, now the exercise plan. Your body cannot start with intense workouts. I mean, I agree. But it can build momentum pretty quickly. So week 1 through 4 is your foundation phase, okay? Keep doing your 1 mile with your son. Look at that. It's remembering the things that I said. Add 5 minutes at a slow, moderate pace before or after the walk. Your total daily walking should be about 15 to 20 minutes. And the goal is just to warm up the heart safely, okay? Now, in weeks 4 through 8, look, it's continuing this plan. 3 days per week, add these things. Get some light resistance, chest press, okay? Rows, squats, deadlifts, shoulder presses. Now, if you're at home and you don't have weights and you don't have the ability to go to the gym, then just do all this with a pillow and then do it with a phone book and then do it with something a little heavier than that. Pick up a chair, okay? All these things, same motions, just use items that you have around the house and then find heavier items that you just have around your house. You don't have to reinvent the wheel here. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. You don't have to do anything. You just have to get moving. Resistance training improves insulin sensitivity, blood sugar, weight loss, heart function. It's telling me all the things I can get. Now, once we get into that week 8, this is where we can start to optimize the fat. So it's basically telling me, chat's basically telling me, it's going to take you about 2 months to get to a point where you're really going to see results. But once you get to this 2 month mark, we can actually start cooking. All right, daily, 30 to 45 minutes, we're walking, lengthen it out 3 times a week, get some resistance bands, get some light dumbbells. If you don't have those things, find something heavy around your house, phone books, multiple books, tape them together, whatever you have, just a little bit of weight resistance, okay? This combination is the safest and most effective for my medical profile. And and Chad is taking all that information to account. And the more information I can give it, the more it can do. And I'm talking about that information like you're getting from your doctor. If you give it more information, the more it can research and the more it can do. All right, sleep improvement plan. Okay, I'm sleeping 4 to 6 hours. This alone can stall weight loss by 30 to 40%. So chat doesn't like it. You don't need perfection, you just need improvement. So we need to cut caffeine after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So no more caffeine after 2. We got to stop eating 2 hours before bed. Magnesium glycinate. It wants me to get some magnesium glycinate, reduce my anxiety, improve my sleep depth. And you can ask it, hey, well, is that true? Is that, where did you pull your information for that? Why are you suggesting magnesium glycinate? How does that actually affect my body? You can have that conversation with chat, and chat's going to take you there. 10-minute warm showers before bed. And then we've got 30 minutes of low stimulation activity, an audiobook, slow music, stretching. The goal here is to move our sleep schedule to 5.5 to 7 hours on average over the next couple of months. Section 5, we've got supportive supplements that are safe for diabetics and people with CHF. So we've got magnesium glycinate for sleep. We've got omega-3 fish oil for the heart health. We've got vitamin D3. It's common in type 2 diabetics deficiency. I didn't know that. That's good to know. Thank you, chat. But here we go. We got berberine and it improves insulin sensitivity and works like metformin. Okay, that's cool. Whey protein, sorry, helps hit protein goals. Avoid fat burners, pre-workouts, and stimulant-based supplements, obviously because of my heart, right? And chat's looking out for me. It's telling me, don't do these things. Section 6, psychology and habit. So you've been 200 plus pounds since childhood, and that means genetics plus environment shaped a set point. Okay, that makes sense, right? Just my living conditions, whatever's going on in my life personally, I've gotten into these habits. This is where I'm at. Your body fights weight loss naturally, it does. You're not starting fresh, you're rewriting decades of biology. So here is your simple structure. Rule number 1, don't aim for perfection, aim for consistency. Rule number 2, remove hard foods, easier, add easier foods. Okay, no restriction, just substitution. Okay, so don't stop eating. Eat, feel satiated, just replace foods if you have to decrease that calorie count. Okay, and then rule number 3, track only one number, a weekly average weight. Okay, daily fluctuations will lie to you. So, I mean, that's what I told you earlier, right? If you're always on the scale trying to see, well, did yesterday do this and did today do that? That's going to fluctuate wildly, and it's not going to give you an accurate picture of where you're actually at. So, section 7, expected weight loss timeline. So, the first month, if I'm doing everything like I'm supposed to do, I should be losing 6 to 12 pounds. Okay. Better glucose stability. I'm sleeping slightly better. Okay. Now, by the time we get into month three, I should be 24 to 35 pounds down. If I'm following the schedule exactly the way that chat laid it out, all these things should be happening. So, noticeable size changes, lower blood sugar, walking becomes easier. By the time I'm half a year in, 6 months, I should be 45 to 60 pounds down, walking 45 to 60 minutes a day. Blood pressure and my A1C should vastly improve. Okay. 12 to 18 months. So now we're about a year out. I can reach that goal sustainably in 12 to 18 months. My body's fully adapted, my metabolism stabilized at a lower weight. This is realistically achievable. Okay. Now, let's go here. Section 8. Example, daily meal plan. Lays it all out for me. Gives me a total breakdown of things that I can do. 3 eggs, beans, potatoes, turkey sausage, veggies, cheese, okay? Grilled chicken, broccoli, olive oil, Greek yogurt, nuts, cottage cheeses. Final thoughts, okay? This program is built specifically for height, weight, metabolic resistance, diabetes, stage 1, hunger rhythm, love for breakfast foods, limited sleep, long history of weight issues, lifestyle right now, currently, okay? And if those hours were in there for working or picking up the kids or doing anything else, everything would have been laid out by chat. And then my timeline would have been shifted based on chat. Okay. And I can tell it, look at that. It'll make a shopping list for me. It'll give me a full week meal plan, printable workout chart, step by step first 30 gig, guys. So here is a final question for you, chat. I don't want to put chat. Here's a final question for you. If I were to get all of this from a personal trainer or a nutritionist, nope, it isn't like that either. What am I not getting here? Really? Let's say, okay, how about this? How about this? How about nutrition? Oh, okay, nutritionist. Hey, there we go. Okay, so if I were to get all this from a personal trainer or a nutritionist, how much on average would they charge me for their time and experience? Let's see what chat says. Here's the honest breakdown, and it might surprise you how much you didn't pay by asking me instead. So, personal trainer, nutritionist would charge for this. Real world averages. All of this information is based on stats that it pulled from 2024 to 2025, okay? And look at this. Initial assessment, 60 to 90 minutes, $150 to $200. Personalized meal plans, 120 to 200. Follow-up sessions, 80 to 150. 1 month of coaching, 350 to 6. 3 months of coaching, 800 to 18. Total, and this is just rough estimates, $600 to $1,500 for everything that we just did here. That's kind of crazy, right? Personal trainer here, right? So now that we got a personal trainer, basically doing hourly sessions, specialized training, program design, only 1 to 4 weeks, 1 month guided program, a trainer giving you an 8 week plan, form checks, progression strategy, 400 to 1,000. That's crazy, right? Medical oversight, integrated coaching, optional but common. You got 150 to 400 per month. Total cost comparison. Look at all of these numbers, and you're talking 1,200 to 2,900. And why does it cost so much? Because what you ask for requires medical knowledge, exercise science, nutrition science, metabolic understanding, psychological habit formation, risk aware coaching. Most professionals will specialize in one of these. You need 2 to 3 people to replicate the full package. So, in short, what you got: fully personalized, medically appropriate, structured, and periodized meaning that they broke it out into the first 1 to 4 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks, all that kind of stuff. It would cost you over $1,000, and realistically, maybe about 2,000 plus in the real world. Isn't that crazy? This is why I'm telling you, there's so much that you can do. There is so much you can unlock. There's so much potential and things that you can learn. And I'm so excited for you to have your own chat. So stop watching this. Go have your own chats. Chat with ChatGPT. This is your friend. This is your trainer. This is a person that can give you. I mean, I know people are like, it's not a real person, but this is a tool. Then how about that? How about that? This is a incredibly powerful tool that is just sitting here and waiting for you to do all the things. So stop watching, go have your own chats, like and subscribe, do all the things. Take care. We'll see you later.